Okay.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call of members.
Trustee Trombley.
Here.
Trustee Malinsky.
Here.
Trustee Connor.
Here.
Trustee Herzog.
Here.
Wait, he's not sworn in yet.
Oh.
Oh.
Mayor McFetrich.
Here. So I'd like to swear in our new trustee now, please. Whoops.
It's okay.
Thank you, Juanita.
Okay. Raise your right hand. I, Joel Herzog.
Repeat. I, Joel Herzog,
Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York,
do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge duties of trustee January 10th, 2022 to April 4th, 2022.
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of trustee from January 10th, 2020 to April 4th, 2022.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for agreeing to serve, Joel.
Thank you
Yes.
for having me.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
May I have may I have a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting, please?
So moved.
And a second? Second. Any corrections? No? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Presentation of petitions, communications, and general question period for members of the community. Since we have no one here tonight, we will dispense with that. Report from the Codes Enforcement Officer. I did not receive a report. I'll get one this week. I'll stick it in your boxes. I can vouch that he's been pretty busy. My report. Happy New Year. I hope you all had an enjoyable holiday season celebrating with family and friends. Let's hope that this year brings us good health and a return to some sort of normalcy. With the high numbers of COVID cases in the county, we will have to remain mindful to wear masks and get vaccinated if we have not yet done so. Our community always comes together to help those in need, so if you know someone who can't get to the store or run other errands, offer to drop things off on their porch or reach out to me to deliver, and I will deliver food and other supplies. I'm happy to do that. I'm delighted to announce that the Village of Champlain has been awarded $846,000 in grant funding for the UV disinfection project at the wastewater treatment plant. We are hoping to hear soon about other money available for further upgrades there, as well as water line replacement money. We will continue to pursue sources to improve the village infrastructure. We are also involved in a grant with the Clinton County Health Department to add some items to the Northern Tier Rec Trail. These include mileage markers and some history posts. This grant also supports safe streets and has funded another speed radar sign which will be placed on Church Street. The village was given a number of home COVID test kits and N95 masks. They were very quickly distributed to our residents. First come, first served. If we get more, we will let you know. We do have a waiting list of individuals who would like one. Please call the office if you want to be added to the list. Keep in mind that we cannot guarantee that we will get more. I do have a couple of reminders for you. Please respect the no parking on the roads during the posted hours. Remove your trash cans from the sidewalk after the garbage trucks have removed the trash. No outdoor campfires. Please pay your water bills. And I thank you all for being a part of this village. I'm always open to hearing your concerns and your ideas. Feel free to stop by the office or send me an email. Thank you very much. Report from the trustees. Kim?
Okay, so, we received some of the information that we needed for the water board. And I was just looking through my calendar, I thought we had a meeting coming up fairly soon, but I don't see it on my calendar. So we'll be working on that again. And Nikki and I are working on a policy that I know we're gonna discuss later, so. Other than that, things are moving along in that direction. Keep you posted on the water board as things go through. We have not received anything from the town.
Yeah, that was going to be my question.
I haven't seen anything.
So
even-
did they officially accept it within the, whatever the month deadline, or wasn't it a month?
It was 30 days, and I have not seen anything, and that would have been under the previous supervisor's domain, so I can follow up with the new supervisor.
Well, thank you for doing that.
Not a problem. To see what their
All right.
stand is on that, so.
Okay.
I will.
Were there consequences? I know there was I know it was important to get it done in a timely fashion and not have, last year it got dragged out
It got dragged out like 6 extra months.
and it caused some problems.
It did, and that's what we're trying to alleviate, because given the fact that all of this 70-something page document went to everyone, I think that giving them 30 days, even, just to go through the summary of it, and if you have questions on the summary, then go to that section in the
Mhm.
document, and if you have questions, ask. But 30 days, we felt was ample time for both boards to review it and agree or disagree, or come back and ask questions if they felt necessary.
Mhm.
I haven't, excuse me, I have not heard anything, so I'm assuming that
Okay,
maybe he was leaving it for the next supervisor.
okay. Yeah, maybe they're discussing it at the January meeting.
It very well could be, but I would think that went out October,
Mhm.
should have gotten something by now.
Yeah, all
So
right.
I'll follow up.
Okay, thank you. Nikki?
I do not have anything to report.
All right. Thank you. Chuck?
I have one thing, and it's only, we're gonna have another game day, try it again, on January 23rd at the meeting house from 1 to 3. So, let people know that, we're gonna have that event, and, hopefully we'll have a little better turnout. 'Cause I'd like to see this maybe keep going,
Mhm.
once a month or something like that. Especially during the winter months where there's not a lot going on,
Mhm.
something inside for people to do. Other than that, that's all I have for right now.
All right, thank you. Joel, I know you don't really have a report, yeah, you
Oh,
wanna say hello?
yes, hello. I'm happy to be here. I guess I'll just ask you a question, what's game day?
It's a way of people getting together, playing games, it's, like, different games, whatever they like. I bring some games, Jana has some games, and if people wanna bring a game to play,
Like
Yeah.
board games.
yeah, board games, they can. So it's just a way of, especially more towards the adults or seniors to get out and do something instead of being cooped up in the house. Of course, masks are required, but, it's just a way of getting the community together.
All right, let's see, where are we here? Report from the clerk treasurer?
We had a water and sewer billing. Our water was 59,203.25. And sewer was 67,133.27.
Is that a little low on water?
Our water is a little low, my predictions are we're probably gonna end up like $5,000 under our budget. Sewer is gonna be very close.
Okay. Let's see.
Everyone has their, January revenue and expense report too.
Should we start with these transfers?
Yes, because actually in the January expense and revenue report, there is a couple of, negatives. I don't know, do we need to,
I was thinking that maybe if you read them all, the motion could just be a so moved,
okay,
rather than do a
Mhm.
motion on every
Mhm.
single one.
Mhm.
Okay.
okay, so we have transfers that need to be, done
We're
for,
talking about right now.
for accounts that are in the negative.
Let's wait a second, 'cause I don't know if Joel has this one, we can make
That's
a
it.
copy of
That's
it.
I did put one in everybody's box.
There's only one page.
No, I brought everybody's out just now.
It was,
Yeah,
this one was on the table.
yeah, it was papers that were on the
Oh,
table.
oh,
Okay,
okay,
yeah,
I'm
it's
sorry.
probably in there somewhere.
There it is.
That's-
Yeah, there you go. Okay,
Okay, we need to, A19, to A19 10.8 state retirement, $3,178. From A54 10.4 sidewalks, $3,178. To A19 10.4 unallocated insurance, $444.72. From A54 10.4 sidewalks, $444.72. To A9040.8 workers' comp, $426.50. From A54 10.4 sidewalks, $426.50. To F90 10.8 state retirement, $1,271.20. From F83 89.4 water other expense, $1,271.20. To F19 10.4 unallocated insurance, $177.89. From F83 89.4 water other expense, $177.89. To F90 40.8 workers' comp, $170.40. From F83 89.4 water other expense, $170.40. To G90 10.8 state retirement, $1,906.80. From G1440.1 engineering, $1,906.80. To G19 10.4 unallocated insurance, $266.84. From G1440.1 engineering, $266.84. To G9040.8 workers' comp, $256.10. From G1440.1 engineering, $256.10.
can I have a motion to approve these transfers?
So,
And a second?
Second.
Discussion? So this goes down to basically workers' comp came in higher than we,
Thing is, workers' comp went up this year, next year it's gonna go down.
so it's hard to guess when you budget it,
Right.
what to budget.
Mhm.
That always happens.
And then it's spread out over the three accounts.
Mhm.
Any other questions from the board? Roll call?
Trustee Trombley,
I,
trustee Malinsky,
Aye.
trustee Connor,
Aye.
trustee Herzog,
Aye.
Mayor McFetrich.
Aye. And then you've got the one at the bottom.
And then, the other one is what I suggested is to take $10,000 out of fund balance and to transfer it to A51 10.4 streets. Right now, we're in the negative, and we still have 5 months left to go. And that pays our electricity, our telephone, and any other thing we have to repair.
Mhm. May I have a motion
So move.
and a second?
second.
Any discussion?
Well, where would that leave our fund balance?
Oh, Janet, we just had that paper too.
Oh, I might
Well,
have it.
our fund balance is pretty close to, right now for the year, we're running, where we're gonna have to use our fund balance at the end of the year, if it keeps the way it is. Right now, our unreserved fund balance is $185,000. So if we don't use it, it's gonna roll back into, at the end of the year anyway.
And you think 10,000 is a good estimation?
Yeah. I mean, because if we have to transfer during the year from here to now to the end of the year, I'm sure there's some account that we have, something we could transfer out of rather than, but at this point, I don't think we should take out of, I mean, we don't have $10,000 in one account, just
No.
that sum.
Yeah, you'd be picking little bits out of a
Mhm.
bunch of different places, it doesn't really make sense. All right, roll call.
Trustee Trombley,
Aye.
trustee Malinsky,
Aye.
trustee Connor,
Aye.
trustee Herzog,
Aye.
Mayor McFetrich.
Aye. Okay, so we have some invoices to be added to the warrant.
Okay, so let me see. So we have additional invoices of $3,528.09 for a total warrant of $68,127.52.
Is there a motion?
I make a motion to pay the warrant for a total of $68,127.52.
And a second?
Second.
All right, any questions? Discussion on any of these? No? All right, roll call.
Trustee Trombley,
Aye.
trustee Malinsky,
Aye.
trustee Connor,
Aye.
trustee Herzog,
Aye.
Mayor McFetrich.
Aye. Report from the superintendent. Mike did leave his report. You can see, as usual, they've been really busy. A lot of equipment has had problems. And they had a major problem at the wastewater treatment plant with the water leak, which took them a long time, but they finally found it and fixed it.
I'd like to know how long ago that galvanized was put on the copper.
I know, Mike and I talked about that. I mean, we don't know. We don't know. And then also, how long has that been leaking?
Yeah,
And is that part of the lost water?
Right.
Yeah, there's just no way of knowing.
Right.
He left the, actually had it here. He left the piece of the pipe, and you can see the holes, how it just ate these holes.
yeah, they
Yeah.
said that you show it to us
Yeah,
at the meeting.
Mary, where did that pipe go that was right
I
here?
actually took it out of here, I didn't think you wanted it.
I'd like to
Who
see
leaves
it.
the
This old
pipe with
rusty
their seat?
pipe.
Oh, that's right, it was sitting on the desk.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I should show everyone the, the holes in the pipe.
Yeah, cause I was talking to them back there this morning,
Yeah.
and they said that they had
Yeah,
things to
it's
look
just,
at.
it's a chemical reaction that ate right through it,
Wow.
yeah. This is show and tell, you can pass this around, you can look at the holes, it's pretty
Oh, wow.
amazing. And it could have been leaking for a long time, I mean, maybe one of the holes opened up and then the others, and,
Like a sprinkler.
yeah,
Yeah. That's
yeah,
interesting.
isn't that interesting?
And it
Yeah.
wasn't noticed?
And then
It
they,
was way underneath. So-
yeah, they finally noticed that it was
It wasn't
really
any-
wet around there, like,
Oh, wow, look at the size of those.
It's a good sized hole.
yeah.
It could be leaking a lot of water over it.
And that's because,
Yeah.
that's because it had a galvanized cap on top of it,
Yeah,
and this is copper.
yep,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And by the looks of that, that's been years and
I'm
years
sure it
and
has.
years.
And then how long has it been
Leaking.
leaking?
By the looks of the holes, probably for quite a while.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Any questions or comments on Mike's report? Anything you want me to share with them?
Keep up the good work. We appreciate all they do.
Yeah, I will let them know that.
yep. Oh, by the way, that car has been removed.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how the timing happened like
I
that.
don't know, but I saw him put tires on it today.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think it runs. It was being taken by a truck tonight. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's good. Let's see, correspondence?
Oh, wait a minute.
Correspondence from Mayor McFetrich in support of grant for Sheridan Ironworks. Correspondence from Mayor McFetrich to Town Supervisor Barcone regarding water board recommendations. Correspondence from Mayor McFetrich to trustees Thomas Trombley. Correspondence to Fire Chief Tom LaFave regarding use of hydrants for firefighting purposes. Correspondence from Attorney Remain regarding Doug Powers' court appearance. Notice of resignation from Brandon McLaughlin for the Zoning Board of Appeals.
Alright. Under new business, we have a couple of appointments to make where currently have vacancies. Cynthia Moran from Route 9 has agreed to serve on the planning board, and Chuck Connor has agreed to finish out the term of Tom for deputy mayor. So thank you for that. Water plant platform. So we have a quote, but we need more quotes. I don't think we're gonna be able to act on this tonight. What's the board think?
Yeah, I don't think we can. So make a motion, we put this on hold till you see more information.
Okay. Is there a second on that?
Second.
Any other discussion?
So are you gonna go back to Modern Mechanical, or are you gonna go out to bid?
Well, I think we may have to go out to bid, for other bids.
Right.
Right.
Um,
Do we want more of a breakdown or?
Yeah, I think it would help if he broke this down
Yeah.
and separated the design part from the, construction material part. Does that work?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, and then we'll have to figure out how to get some more bids. It's not a very common ability to design these things.
What is our usual bid, timeline when we put things out to bid, and like, how long is his quote good for? I don't see a date on it.
That's a good question.
Oh, it's at the bottom, but I think this is probably standard. This quote is valid for a maximum period of 2 days.
Yeah, I'm sure
Okey-dokey.
he's going to work with us for
Yes,
longer
I'm
than
sure
that.
he will. No, I was just wondering, because if we put it out to bid, and this is pretty specialized, and again, you'd have to have, whoever else bid on this would have to get another design team to come up with the design.
Mhm. We'd have to go down to the water plant to see what we're even talking about.
Right, so what would our time frame be from the time we put it out to bid till we close it?
Can you answer that, Mary?
I don't think there's a usual time, I mean, you can set whatever time you want.
Okay, I'm just
You wanna
thinking that,
give people 2 weeks, or you wanna give them 30 days, whenever you put it out, you set the date that the bids are required to come in.
okay. I just don't think we're gonna get,
And then what happens if you don't get additional bids? Are you allowed to go with the one that you have?
Well, I think as long as you would make an attempt to get additional quotes for bids, you have to at least try to
Yeah.
get someone out there. You can find, you can tell particular people that are involved in that type of industry and let them know, make them aware of it.
Mhm.
And if they want to bid, send them the spec packet.
Okay,
You just need to keep track of who you sent that spec packet to.
okay.
But to say, at least we made attempts to, or we contacted this person. If it's over the 30,000, it has to go out to an official bid in the
Mhm.
newspaper. If it's, and our code says there's certain levels in which you need to get, written quotes or verbal quotes. I'm not sure what those numbers are.
Mhm.
If
Okay.
it's under that amount, then we would at least need to attempt to contact people to get,
Mhm.
let them know that there's this project out there, would they like to put a quote, give us a quote on that.
Okay,
And you can give them as much time as you want to, it's up to the board, I suppose.
Yeah,
how you
okay.
wanna do that.
all right, thank you for
Mhm.
explaining that.
yeah.
Okay, let's see, we have a motion, right? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
So we will table it. I'll reach out to John and ask him to break it down. And then Mary and Juanita and I will talk about how we'll proceed with the other bids. Let's see. Complete streets recommendations, I just put this on here, I think I sent the packet to all of you, it's pretty exciting, actually. So some of the community projects will be in the village, will be, bike and pedestrian warning signs on Elm Street, where the trail comes into the village, down by Bill Earl Park. The radar sign for Church Street will be added to, control traffic a little bit. Some crosswalk striping where Oak comes down to Elm. That's, I think there was a crosswalk there, but it's
There was,
badly
yeah.
Right.
beaten up. They're recommending that we move a couple of the benches that are currently on the rec trail to a little more scenic spots. And then the mileage posts, to put the mileage posts, and then to have a section that's got a small history component to it.
Nice.
So there's one over by, there would be one at the beginning of the trail on Elm Street, and I recommended they do Sheridan Ironworks on that one,
Mhm.
because it's right there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and I think they were going to try to do one other one somewhere else on our part of the trail, and then the town will also be, it'll be continued into the town. So it really should be nice.
Mhm.
Do we have any costs on this?
No, we got this grant, and it's all through a grant, and the town also got the same grant, it's a Complete Streets grant. So I think we each got $8,000,
Right,
and half of ours is for the sign, the radar sign,
right,
and then the other half is for the markers and.
okay, that's enough.
Yeah, the woman that we work with from the health department has already priced things, and she is really on top of stuff.
Good, good.
Excellent, really good to work with.
Who is it?
Melena Tamer.
See, it's changed several times from when I
Yeah.
worked with 2 different women, or 3 different women on the
Yes.
kayak launch grant.
Yeah, I
So-
really like working with the health department.
They are very, very good, I tell you, with
Yeah.
their projects that they.
They are
Come
so
on.
supportive of all of the little areas and really
Mhm.
good, yeah. Let's see, next we have a local law to override the tax cap. Mary, thank you for typing that. So, you got a copy of it, you need to have this in your hands to study it for 7 days, so we can't really act on it tonight. But, and we will have to schedule a public hearing, but I think it's very important that we, pass this override, the tax cap possibility. It doesn't mean we actually have to, but I think that we may need to, so we have to have this local law on the books in order to do that. And we're just starting to work on the budget, probably the end of the week maybe. So,
What's the tax cap now?
well, they say 2%, but in effect, it's been lower than 2% because of this formula that they use. We don't know yet, do we? Please tell me it's not like 1.2 or something.
I don't know, I don't
Or
have.
sometimes it's negative.
I don't have the email yet.
It's not really generally, it's really not a 2% tax cap.
No,
Yeah,
it's not, it's
I
not
know
a
I've
two,
seen
it's not
a
a
less
true
than-
2%.
Seen a less than 2, but they always say 2, so that's why I was
Yeah,
wondering.
they say it is, but then they do this formula, and then it comes out low, really low. And as you can see, we
So
have
now
some
we
concerns.
have like $3,000 in an excess property tax revenue because we went over. So that has to go towards property taxes next year. So then, that's
So-
$3,000 we can't collect because we went over. You know what I mean? So it's tough. And we
It's
don't know what don't have our, assessment
Mhm.
total yet either.
Mhm. Right. But it's, in my opinion, it's essential that we pass this, or we're going to likely be in the same boat that we were last year. Which is, it's tough. Mary, were you and I discussing maybe a trying to get the board together, like in a few 7 days in a week, to take care of this, so we
Yes,
can get the public hearing posted and
Yes.
everything.
I'm saying everybody has it in hand for 7 days, and then you have a meeting to approve it by the board, then it's gotta go to public hearing for the next meeting.
Would you be available to meet next Monday, just for a short meeting?
Yeah,
Kim, check her schedule.
There's no school that day.
Oh, that's true. Oh, can we meet on a holiday like that?
Why can't you? We're all,
Yeah.
I don't think, we don't
the
know.
holiday is.
no,
Well,
it's Martin
Luther
Luther
King
King.
Oh,
That's the only one we don't have.
Right, yeah,
Oh, then yes, we can meet.
all right. Everyone's available?
Can we meet like at, say, 5 o'clock
Absolutely.
or 4 o'clock?
It doesn't, I
Yeah,
can,
that's fine.
doesn't matter to
doesn't
me.
matter to me.
Or even, since we don't have school, Joel, I don't know what your schedule is like, but
Anytime.
Anytime on Monday?
maybe earlier in the day would be,
Yeah, you wanna make it 2? 2 o'clock, good?
Sure.
We can do that.
Okay, okay. That's the 17th?
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, so January 17th at 2. All right, thank you. I had to throw in the updated projects for the wastewater treatment plant and the water plant that Matt Cooper sent. He apologized profusely that they came out at the last minute. I know we've talked to him about that before. So the not-so-good news was that we were not awarded the WQIP grant for the wastewater plant. And we were not awarded the CDBG grant for the water main replacement. Oh, which is really disappointing because that was the reason we did that survey and we qualified on the survey to be poor enough and we still didn't get it. But he is recommending that we proceed with the design phase for the water main replacement. And I included, I don't know where it is, but I included a copy of the breakdown, oh yeah, it's this one in blue. Yeah, I included a copy of the breakdown of the design phase. If you go to basic services, the preliminary design is $82,500, and the final design is $41,250. And that would come out of the account at the bank for that short-term loan that we took out. So my question to Juanita is, there's more than that in that account, correct? Well, I'm thinking it was 250,000, but I could be wrong.
Is this the water?
This is water.
I believe the water, we did do 250. 255, I thought it was,
Okay,
or 250.
And this is 123,750.
yeah. So the way I look at this is regardless of the funding that we're going to get, either grant or loan or through user fees, we have to replace these water lines. And, you know, with me if, I mean, I want your opinions, but I just don't know how waiting to see if we get another grant, it's only going to slow down the process, so I think this design needs to proceed. But how do the rest of you feel?
No, I think we have to get going as soon as we can, you know, proceed. Cause they just keep having problems,
Yeah.
you know, one after another, and especially it's winter, spring will be coming, and then things really happen. You know, it seems like every year,
Yeah, I
how
know.
many we had, 40, 50
Oh, yeah.
breaks,
Yeah, no, yeah, they've probably been over 50.
What, I mean, it says there's overtime, what are the costs that it's costing us to have to fix it every?
Yeah, it's, the overtime costs are just out of sight. It always happens, you know, late or on a weekend, or it seems. What do you think, Kim?
Oh, I think that waiting to see if we're going to get money, it's a gamble. And seeing as we didn't receive it this round, and, you know, you're looking at waiting, what, another year?
I
I mean,
know,
how many times can you put Band-Aids on that?
Mm-hmm.
Because they fix one spot and then it breaks here, and they fix
Yeah.
this spot and then it breaks over here,
Yeah.
and it's just, they're chasing their tails trying to get this
Yeah.
fixed, and it's through no fault of theirs, it's the nature of the beast, but
Yeah.
I think we need to proceed.
What's the window of the loan for the next period from over?
the
Or excuse
window.
me, the grant, sorry,
Oh, the grant?
yes.
Yeah, well, they all have different windows, they all have different announcement times.
The next application, okay, I'm sorry, I see it here.
Yeah, so we're awaiting the WIA grant. That was submitted in December, we're awaiting the award announcement. I mean, I would like to say I'm hopeful, I don't really know. And we know we didn't get the CDBG, but they can resubmit it. And then I think he told me that it could be, if we got it, it could be retroactive to costs that we've already incurred.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah.
I think you said that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. We took out a short-term loan to cover costs that we needed to pay for to get going. And that's what we would use to pay for these design phases.
so if it's retroactive and they're willing to reimburse, then would it seem, in some way, it seems like it's gonna have to happen, that we start the process
Mhm.
now and then show that we're trying to make an effort to improve it regardless of whether we get the grant or not, and hopefully that helps influence what they're doing, and then
Yeah, maybe. Mhm.
otherwise,
Yeah. That's possible. Mhm.
And we still
Grant.
haven't heard from EFC on the 0% loan.
No.
and so this is just the design phase, this is not, they're not gonna be tearing up the lines yet,
Not
they're
yet,
just looking to
Not
figure
yet,
out
but
how.
but as Matt said today, he's the engineer, as he said today, you know, if we okay the design phases to start, they can do that over the winter and maybe start actual construction in the spring, which is what we really needed to start. So is there a motion to,
Proceed.
proceed
I'll
with the
make a
two
motion.
design phases?
Start the process of the design phases.
And is there a second? Kim? All right, any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries, thank you. Let's see here, I lost my paper. Here's- Under old business, we have the sale of property at Perry Mills Road. I think those are due by the 19th, if there's any interest. Is that right, Mary?
Yes, I believe so. We have not had anyone request, a proposal sheet.
Okay.
Nobody's jumping on that, huh?
Dang.
Nope.
Okay, well, once that's done, we'll decide how else we might advertise it. I would like a motion to close the regular session, please,
So moved.
in a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries. And a motion to go into executive session to discuss a contract personnel.
So moved.
In a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries. All right, so just, let's go in the little space around the corner.
It is now.
Okay, can I have a motion to go out of executive session?
So moved.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries, and a motion to go back into regular session.
So moved.
Aye. Second. Okay, Kim made it, Nikki
Yeah.
seconded it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, so, no decisions made, no votes need to be taken yet. And does anyone have any other business to bring up?
I have just one question.
Yes. Yes,
Is this just for our reading?
yes,
Okay,
yes, from Nymer?
yes,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
no, this is Northern Insurance.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
insurance policy.
yeah.
Okay.
Mhm, yeah. She brought a copy for you.
Okay.
Any other comments? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Thanks again, Joel.